We've been playing a bunch of Stellar Blade and loving it, so we wanted to wrap together a bunch of different items, outfit, gear pieces, exospines, and more, from things that will increase your SP gain and gold, to awesome missable outfits and some powerful exospines. We have you covered here. So tell me what you're enjoying most about Stellar Blade so far, and let's jump into it with a few items that you can get in the very first area of the game so you know what to look out for in the rest of your playthrough, and then we'll get into the nitty-gritty of specific locations once you get a little further in the game too. So the first gear socket piece you can get is actually in the area just after the tutorial. You want to jump off of the tram line here and assassinate the enemy below, and then progress in this left direction where you will encounter 2 more enemies on the way. Make sure to dodge back if they do a glowing yellow attack, as this will puff deadly gas which quickly lowers your HP. The Hydra enemy can go invisible, so you must scan while it does this to make it visible. Focus on attacking this thing down and wait to block when you see it reel, and then have this white visual effect as it dashes towards you. Defeating these will then let you open your first golden chest here, which has a nice combo attack gear piece on it, giving you 14% more attack power to your attack level 2 combos, which is very nice to have early on, especially since you'll be coming up on your first boss soon. If you progress a little bit further in this area, you will eventually get ambushed by a bunch of little roly boys. You can take these out by attacking and exploding the barrels all around you to help whittle down their numbers, and after this will be a bigger Natiba, which you want to attack and wait for the right moments to dodge and parry. After these are defeated, instead of going to the right and continuing on, you instead want to go to the back left through this small alleyway. Here at the end you will find another couple of small enemies to defeat, and a lootable body by a lamppost for some extra SP. Progress a little bit further down this area where you will see a lootable body as well as a statue. This statue actually has a monster hiding in it, so of course you will need to beat him down, but here you can find your first core. Take note of this type of body with a fallen angel's appearance, because you will want to look out for these in the rest of your playthrough. These have beta energy and HP cores, and when you get 3 of each type, you will get a maximum bonus to those bars. These are really helpful, especially as you get further in the game. When you then progress back to the main objective, you will find this body in a parkour section that you definitely want to loot. This will give you the code for the locked chest in the Barker's Drugs shop. Remember, when inputting a code for a chest like this, you can actually just press triangle to see the actual code, so you don't have to remember it. You can just press triangle and then input what you see. Now you might want to get your first Exospine gear piece, and to do this you will need to beat the first boss and then progress your way down through the car park area. There will be a lot of enemies on each floor, but this is a great place to start practicing and learning enemy attack patterns as well as your perfect guard and perfect dodge timings. When you reach the second floor down, you just need to go left and into the back corner. There will be a small group of enemies to defeat, but luckily there is an explosive barrel nearby to help, and they shouldn't be too tough. But in this back corner, you will find the chain type Exospine. This is actually one that I used for easily 2/3 of the game. It grants a massive percentage to your level 2+ attack combo, and once you upgrade it, you get a whopping 23% crit damage increase and a 30% crit rate increase on your level 4+ attack combos, so this works really well with that gear socket we got right at the start too. The thing is, you can also get crit rate sockets later on, so this extra crit damage will go a long way when you all combine it together. Next up is something a little bit further in the game, maybe half an hour to an hour. When you have the quest Scavenger Adam, there are actually several things you can get. While you're on this large broken bridge area before going down to the big construction site, instead go the opposite direction of the bridge and all the way to the back, where you will find this little robot guy. These little robots are worth looking out for as you scan and go around the world. There's a few different variants of them, but this particular version drops a tumbler expansion module. This is used to upgrade the maximum amount of rechargeable potions you can hold, which is very useful as you get further in the game. After you follow this bridge, you will then be in a big construction site area, and there's a lot of loot and enemies in this zone. However, if you progress to the back corner on the left after entering, you'll find a ruined multi-story building. You can actually parkour and make your way up this building, and there's a single enemy on the first floor and then 2 more enemies on the top floor that you have to deal with. Once you've beaten all of these enemies, simply go to this area where you will find your first collectible can called Potential Blast. This is the game's collectible system, and in total there are 47 of these to find. You actually get permanent rewards based on how many you collect, including at 1, 7, 14, 21, 28, 35, 42, and then all of them. The final reward is an outfit that, well, I'll let you decide if this one is worth chasing. For reference, I found around 20 of these naturally in my playthrough, and many of them were fairly hidden off the main path, so you definitely need to keep your eyes peeled out for these if you want to get that final reward. Next up is 2 secret loot rooms in this area after you've gathered all of the ID cards to move the cranes. There's 2 cool looking mosaic wall carvings on the left and right of the middle door where you need to progress for the main story. If you move the cranes and bump into these walls, they will actually break open, revealing secret rooms. Make sure to line up the cranes so you can actually jump on the beams and use them to run into the rooms. On the left room, you'll get a gold chest with a ton of polymer materials. On the right side though, there's an outfit chest with the red Passion outfit, which personally I think looks really nice. After this and progressing a little bit further, you will get access to the city of Xion. Here you will find Kaya, who runs a shop called the Sisters Junk Shop. If you buy enough items here, you can increase your reputation level to 2, which would unlock extra things for you to purchase. We had level 2 reputation, and then after doing the next main mission in the Barren Lands area, you can return back to Xion and check her shop to find a bunch of new gear modules available to buy. Amongst these new gear modules is an SP gain and a gold gain one. These are fantastic, and I pretty much had these in for my entire playthrough after this point. They use up your precious socket slots, but they're really worth it because gold never becomes a worry anymore, and having additional SP gain means you can power up quicker and get more things in the skill tree even faster. You can also do this same rep increase method with the information broker by the bulletin board. Just buy a bunch of her stuff and you'll level up and gain access to a ton of amazing outfits pretty easily. Some of these are actually my personal favorites in the whole game, including the Maltan and the Orca outfit, which I absolutely love. Within Xion at the bulletin board, you can also take the simple puzzle quest. This means going to the terminal at the other side of the city, and then you must solve the answer to this sort of math problem. You do get some clues to maybe figure it out, but if you can't be bothered to do it, this is the answer. It's 30, 42, 72. The way you get this is actually quite easy once you figure it out. The first 2 numbers in the passcode is the first 2 numbers of the equation times together, 5 times 6, which is 30. The second 2 numbers are the last 2 numbers timed together, 6 and 7, which makes 42. And then the final 2 numbers of the passcode are the last 2 numbers that we just generated added together, so 30 plus 42 is 72. And that's the answer to this puzzle. Later on, you can take another quest with a second puzzle to solve that is considerably harder. This one took a lot longer to figure out, but the actual answer to it is to square the numbers that they gave you, so 71 squared and 6 squared, and then minus them from each other, which gives you the answer, which is 5005. So if you're stuck on the second part of this puzzle, input 5005. But there is an additional SP gear socket piece, Exospine, and a unique costume for Lilly in the next semi-open world zone of the Barren Land. Enter this zone, and then the first thing you're going to want to do is go to the giant solar tower, because none of the camps on this map actually work until you fix the tower up. But just when you get to the tower area, you can take this right turn up this little winding path towards a tree. Here you will find a cave that you can go inside, and there's sort of like an oasis in here. What you want to do is scan and swim around until you find this small cosmetic box in the water, which contains the rainbow dance costume for Lilly, which I actually think looks really cool. Then go back to the solar tower and complete it by getting all the way to the top, but at the very top don't miss out on the Exospine box that has the Camouflage type Exospine in it. This will help with any sneaky business or stealth playstyles, as it reduces enemy field of view, gives you an attack buff after executing, and then heals you for a percentage of your health after executing enemies. By the way, executions are when you stealth kill an enemy, so if you enjoy stealth killing and playing a bit more sneaky, this is a great Exospine choice. But then just head south of this area here on the map and you'll find a wrecked boat, and nearby it a chest, and inside of this chest is another SP increasing gear socket to give you even more juicy SP gains. If however you want a more offensive focused Exospine, there is another great one here on the map. You will have to fight through several waves of enemies in an ambush to get this though. This may take a couple of tries as you're fighting multiple at once. But a quick tip is that you can move away from the tentacles as they cannot move, so you can deal with the additional enemies and then take out the tentacles one at a time. But after everything is finally defeated, you can open the Exospine chest to get the Impact type Exospine. This is great because it gives a large crit rate bonus, and when you upgrade it, it can cause damage to arc between enemies when you crit, and this is great for dealing with multiple enemies at once, especially when you pair it with crit rate sockets that you can buy later. And then next up, we have a couple of additional Exospines that are really powerful a little later on again, and this will let you lean into the beta skills or the burst skills. The beta trance Exospine increases the recharge and attack of your beta skills, which is great all around, but it also gives you a chance to go into a trance when you use a beta skill that effectively gives you unlimited beta energy for a short duration, allowing you to spam moves back to back for free in a very short window, which is amazing against bosses and just a very fun mechanic to play with. The burst trance Exospine increases your maximum burst energy, the attack power of your burst skills by a massive 30%, and finally gives you an additional way to generate burst energy by doing level 4+ combos, which is pretty big because you only have certain ways to build this energy. You can get these around mid-game when you're going through the sewer and water system part of a main mission. After you open the floodgate in this area of the main mission, you want to take this alternative pathway when you head back and attack the crates blocking the door to this room. Kill the enemy inside and then open the Exospine chest to grab the burst Exospine for yourself. If you want the beta trance Exospine, then you need to wait until you're in the sewer area of the main mission until you reach this abandoned campsite where Eve feels some warmth. You simply need to go through the gate on the side and progress along the path and then break the door down with the wooden barricade blocking it. This opens a secret room with a bunch of Natiba inside, so kill them all and then open the Exospine box to get this for yourself. Share below if you have any additional items you think are worth picking up early to mid-game so we can all learn together as a community, and subscribe for more gaming videos coming your way very soon.